Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Woo woo. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I have Sarah Colona here. We had a great show, but this happened.
Oh! Jeez, I got... Oh, I wish that would have happened on camera.
That did come on camera.
Oh, it did?
I'm scared. What are we supposed to do now?
Nothing. Now it's over. It means it worked.
Oh, it just means it works. So when they can say, everybody stay in your homes.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, that would be a funny...
Does it work for Chris? Because he's on Samsung.
Oh, yeah. I think all mobile devices. Or maybe he's just, no, maybe...
His just comes in green as a text. Oh, my God. Okay, well, we're okay, everybody. Woo, made that. Woo. I was so scared. Okay.
That was like the start of Juicy Scoop.
Yeah. Wow, what a day.
So that's a soft intro.
Okay. I guess I don't have to clap now.
You don't have to clap.
Okay.
No, that was...
Just start the clock. Okay. Oh, my gosh, you guys. Wow. I mean, talk about being live. I'm here with Sarah Colona, looking very cute.
Thanks, girl.
You have a nice fall outfit, a cute blouse with some very cute jeans. I like the cut of them, the style, the color.
Okay, first of all, it's very warm, and so I don't know why I went real fall today.
I know. I wanted to go fall, but I went shorts because I want to go for a walk after, and I'm like... So I look like I'm going to Palm Springs, and you look like you're going to go pumpkin patch hunting.
Which I'm definitely not doing. And by the way, the jeans are once again a Rent the Runway specialty. I rented them because I wasn't sure that I would like the style on my body. That's what I like.
I like the style on your body.
I think I like them too.
And what's interesting is last time you were here, there was another item that we talked about, and then you got the letter, which reminds me of the Sex and the City movie when she tries on all the wedding dresses, and then who's the designer that's like, this dress was meant for you, and it comes at the door. Basically, that's what Rent the Runway did. They said they listened to Juicy Scoop, and they said, Sarah, this...
You could keep the orange shorts, they told me. Yeah.
These shorts. I saw you. Like, that's exactly like it was in the movie. Remember that? I saw you in the Vogue spread, Carrie, and you're meant to have this wedding dress. Rent the Runway said, I saw you in your orange shorts on the YouTube of Juicy Scoop.
And you were meant to keep them.
Also, you talked about how it was hot and you probably sweated in them. And you are meant to keep them.
I was going to say, they more than likely were like, please don't send us back those shorts. We just heard you say you've worn them 7 days in a row in fucking July in California. Please just burn them if you can. But yeah,
oh, my God.
Thanks anyway. You look adorable.
And I want to say your hair is looking great, as always.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't know if you saw this thing that was on TikTok, or maybe they wrote about it as a trend. But it's been something since the beginning of the time. So Gen Z didn't crack some code. But when girls have really long and pretty hair, sometimes their girls in their circle who they think are their friends would be like, you know what would look so good on you, Sarah? A pixie cut.
Oh, no.
You've never had a friend that wanted you to, who thought your hair would look better, cut short. In your lifetime?
Well, when I was in college and when I first moved out here, I had a short haircut.
I saw it.
I did do it on my own. Nobody suggested it. However,
okay.
Chris Frangiola was a friend of mine at that time. Please
tell me Chris didn't tell you to cut your hair like a chia pet.
He didn't, but he didn't tell me that I should grow it out. He didn't step in and say.
I know, but he's a straight guy, so he doesn't count. I'm talking about a girl.
Well, none of my girlfriends also said, Sarah, when your hair is cut short and it's curly, it grows up towards the sun like a mushroom. Maybe you should consider growing it out. I had to figure that out on my own. So.
Well, when I really met you, I mean, I knew you from comedy, but when I really started working with you at Chelsea, you always had good hair, but it was shorter than it is now. Mm-hmm. But it was still a good cut. And then when I saw an old photo of you, when it was short, I said, who were your girlfriends? because, and so anyway, I did have in my day, I had some people that were like, you should cut it. You should cut. And I did cut it once as Jennifer Aniston Friends haircut.
Oh, but that would look good on you.
It looked fine, except you had to like blow it out. And before I could do like a lazy thing, you know, like you had to really style it. But my mom said, well, now you look like everybody else. So she didn't like it.
Well,
And then I grew it out.
I mean, she had a point. Everyone was doing that.
But then at a certain point, my mom's hairdresser, when she was, I remember going to my mom's stylist years ago with her, like as a little girl. And he said, no woman over 40, now this is the 70s, should have long hair.
I know. Well, that's the thing is like they used to always say that when
Yeah.
you look older if you have longer hair. I think I look older with shorter hair for sure. So that was.
I think you do what looks good for you. If that means rocking the gray, which I'm seeing like a lot of younger women rocking gray, and I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Or going blonder as you get older. My mom did that. Or going short or whatever. Wearing a wig. Who the hell cares? Just
I'm coming
do you,
in next
boo.
time, and I'm just gonna have it like to here. I need to get like a wig that looks really realistic just to freak you out. But now I already gave away the joke, so I guess it won't work.
Sarah, I don't know if you heard that we had someone crash our show when I was doing my live Juicy Scoop with Chris over the weekend in San Francisco.
I had a lot of questions about it, but you told me to save it for the pod. So the rat.
So there were two accounts. One, the initial eyewitness account where the girl screamed, she said it was a rat. Okay. Later on, some of the three girls in my meet and greet said it was a cute little gray mouse and it looked scared. Okay.
Okay.
So I was like, literally, this is why crimes never get solved.
Yes.
Okay. Because there were two eyewitness accounts and everyone saw something different based on their own perception, what they're going through in their life. Okay.
That's true.
So, anyway, first I want to say, when Chris and I got to San Francisco, we were coming from Sacramento. And I said, okay, we got to do like a 2-hour drive in Uber or whatever from Sacramento to San Francisco. I said, I'm like, do you want to walk around San Francisco? Like, we've heard such scary, awful things about it and seen a million things. Or do you want to stay in a hotel room, like in our rooms till noon, and then just check in at 3 at the Fairmont, whatever. And he goes, yeah, let's just do that. As we start driving through San Francisco to find the hotel, we're both looking out the window and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's clean. It's beautiful. It looks like it's 1995. Okay.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, what is this? Okay. So then we get to the hotel. That's very nice.
That Fairmont, there's a really good Italian place right next to it, and I can't remember the name of it.
Well, I was still so freaked out. I never left the room. I got room service, which I should have gone to a cute lunch. I should have enjoyed myself. Then we get to the theater, Palace of the Fine Arts. That's also very nice. So then both of us were like, gosh, we kind of feel bad that and then the mouse came. So we don't know if it was to ruin San Francisco's, continue to ruin San Francisco's reputation as a tourist attraction, or did they try to ruin my show? But this person wrote, and I scratched out her name because maybe she wants to be known, maybe she doesn't. She asked me under her comments, was it a swamp rat or a pet rat? Did the venue have a history of rat visitors? And then she did like a detective like emoji hat. Was the rat sent in or did it wander in? Classic sabotage. And I said, the theater manager had been there for 12 years, said, we have never had a rat, a mouse, nothing like this ever happen in the theater. And then she said, case closed. Reports were it was scared, like a rat from a captivity, not a free range. So somebody might have just taken their little like mouse or hamster or whatever that maybe their kid had, trying to fuck me over, brought it in. But they did release it. If it was released, they released it at the end of the show. And if they really wanted to screw me over, they would have done it earlier in the show.
Well, I feel that, although I appreciate the detective work, I feel that any mouse that runs across the stage and all of a sudden it's like, shit, I was just looking to,
Find a piece of cheese.
Yeah, is going to seem scared, probably even rat. Like we've had a mouse come in and visiting here and there outside our back door a couple times because I had cat food
house?
out. Yeah. And so they would come because I had a cat food. And so John made me put the cat food away. Anyway, but it would be real scared when I would open the door, it would run off. And I don't think it was
What
released.
if the mouse came and was enjoying the show? But like most people, after about 85 minutes of a show, the mouse is ready to go.
Do you think maybe he
And
was just
that's-
hurrying to try to get in the VIP line to get a photo with you?
Didn't want to wait. He wanted to be in the front of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't have a lanyard, so I don't know. But thank you for the detective work. Okay, Sarah, I'm so glad because you were supposed to be here last week and you got sick.
I had COVID,
And
thank you.
God, my hottest topic for you, which is Taylor and Travis, they're still dating because you are the Juicy Scoop expert on being a blonde country delight, stealing the heart out of an NFL player. She's clearly copying you.
I know. I mean, it's like, okay, girl. You know what I mean? Do your own thing. But I get it. I have tweeted her and told her she wanted to have lunch so I could show her the ropes. But, haven't heard back. But I'm sure she'll get there.
Now, I'm confused. He pursued her, right? He was the first person to say, "Let me get your number," or he went to her show or something, right?
He went to her concert and he
Okay.
had made her a friendship bracelet. He said with his number on it, and then he and his brother have a podcast together, and his brother said, "Your jersey number or your phone number?" And Travis said, "You know which one." So meaning, I think he put his phone number thinking he could give her the bracelet and be like,
hold
"Call
on.
me."
So this guy is sitting there with the beads.
I mean, probably
And a
someone made
threat-
it for him.
If
I'm
someone
assuming.
didn't make it for him, I don't know about that. But okay,
mean,
that's pretty cute.
Yeah, I think he definitely, as the kids say, shot his shot.
Okay.
Right? It's very similar to what John did, except it
yes,
was,
tell us, remind us one
my
more time.
husband, who played in the NFL too, 10 years ago, had tweeted to me after he met Ross Matthews on the sidelines and said, "I want to meet Sarah." And then he tweeted to me. So now we've moved on to friendship bracelets instead of Twitter, whatever. But it's like same.
I think that you need to warn her about how an NFL player can groom you, trap you, manipulate you into marrying them with a diamond. Do you have it? Are you wearing it? Yeah, the shape of a football. And then next thing you know, you wake up. Well, how many years has it been? 8 years?
7 married. 10
Yeah, you wake up 7 years later, trapped in a very nice home in Sherman Oaks. You didn't ask for this life.
No.
You didn't ask to go to that thing last weekend. Where were you?
The Super Bowl reunion.
Yeah,
because he
You
won
didn't
a
ask
Super
for,
Bowl.
Yeah, you didn't ask to. Did you ask to go to the Super Bowl twice?
No.
And you had to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
tough one.
like
It's
I
tough.
think you need to be a sister to her and tell her to get the fuck out now.
Get out before your life gets even better.
Yeah.
I'm kind of for them. Like
I'm totally for
yeah,
it.
yeah. I
Okay,
think they're kind of
so-
fun, but I think they were dating long. I do think he put it out there.
Yeah.
I obviously have no idea, but when I saw her in the suite with his mom 2 weeks ago, I don't think that you would just meet someone's mom. You haven't even met and hung out and stay in the suite with them during a football game
Yeah.
and watch them play. That's like high level stress.
Well, I agree. And as a podcaster who's aware of thirsty people in this business that use other people for content, I was afraid this was all to get people to listen to he and his brother's podcast, but apparently it was already a hit. And apparently they're already known as brothers.
Yeah. There's so many weird theories about it being a PR stunt. And I'm like, for who? Neither
Yeah.
of them need it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually think this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think she is of an age that she already had the biggest tour ever. And she might have another bigger one. But I just think she's someone that's so smart and pragmatic. And I do think they have a real attraction, and it's like a perfect person. It's not an actor. It's not a singer. It's not. And I think that she's really is into him. And I think it's the right time for both of them. And I actually think they're going to get married and have kids.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I do.
We're going full married and have kids.
Yes.
I think it's fun. I like Taylor Swift, who you can't say a bad word about her. She's a badass. She works her ass off.
She's a good friend
talented.
to her girlfriends.
Yeah.
She always
likes
has
cats. We have so much in common.
Oh my God.
Taylor, call me.
I know. Well, okay, there's some other scoop that's happened over the time. Now, this story came out. Taylor Swift and Travis may have left his game separately due to NFL protocol. A lot of people thought there was more to it, the fact that they didn't leave
Can I
together.
weigh in?
Yes, please do, since you know.
I was so annoyed when I saw TMZ trying to make a thing out of it. Travis and Taylor leave the game separately. Yeah, he has to fly home with the team. There is no option to not. Maybe if a family emergency, something like that. But no, he's got to go home with the team. They have to watch film the next day. There's no, and also it's not like, I remember one time when I was explaining it to someone because someone was like, well, is it different because you're married to the punter? And I'm like, no, it's not different. Like Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, everyone has the same. In fact, NFL really goes by seniority. So John had the best parking spot in the whole building because he was there 10 years.
Okay, relax.
All right.
Whoa,
well, listen,
heated,
you want me
girl.
to be an NFL wife, I have to act like one.
Okay, all right.
We get mad.
Okay, yeah.
But there is no breaking that. Like the night before the game, she cannot spend the night with him.
So that is a big deal. I thought that
Yeah.
was always interesting. And that is to save his sperm.
It's definitely to save his sperm.
No, but isn't it kind
No,
of like,
it's
yes,
a-
I think it is.
No, it's because they need to have a curfew. So they watch.
Okay, but hear me talk. Okay,
Okay.
this is what I think.
Yes.
Yeah, they say it's a curfew. But if you're with your honey, okay, and especially if it's a new honey, and you're boning maybe a couple times a night, that's not a solid night's sleep for him. Mm-hmm. That is
too.
exerting energy. You're basically doing, a plank
Yes.
while you're boning your girlfriend. And then
true.
aren't you kind of not supposed to ejaculate before like big sporting events?
I mean, I think I think it's always been a thing that people have said.
Oh, okay.
But I will say that John and I never did the night, like the day before, even before he had. So in the NFL, you even have to spend the night in a hotel when you have a home game. They have a team hotel.
Okay.
I think it's probably a little bit of that.
Or a fight.
It's-
You could have a fight with
it's
your
so
wife.
everyone gets a good
Yeah.
night's sleep. John used to say it was probably also more geared towards like if you have kids at home and you can't get a good night's sleep. Like
Right.
it's to make sure everyone gets the same amount of sleep and that they got their shit tight, the night
Yeah.
before. So you can go like one New Year's Eve, John and I went to have dinner. It
Okay.
was, I forget where he was playing, in San Francisco, I think. So we had to go to a 5:00 dinner because they start team meetings at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And then
So you're with all the old people.
all the old people. Oh, yeah. Early bird.
I don't really wouldn't
New
mind.
Year's
I
Eve
really
dinner.
wouldn't mind a 5 o'clock early bird dinner. What
No.
What are you doing, Peter? You just sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we would you can have a dinner, but it's got to be early.
Okay.
They're on because they have to go to team meetings, and then John would be able to come down to my room, like on my level. It can't be in the same room. Like I can't go up to his floor or his
It's a
level.
whole separate floor.
Yeah, like they have a whole floor basically with like meeting rooms and stuff. And
So
then
no matter how big the guy's dick is, he cannot reach you.
no,
Because
no,
there's a whole nother floor.
no. I mean, unless it can go all the way through an
Even a
air
glo-
vent.
like you can't even be like a glory hole between two rooms.
Nope.
Okay, go on.
So he could come down to my room until curfew, which was usually, I think, 10 p.m. And
Oh,
then
okay.
in the
That's
beginning,
cute.
I thought it was cute. And then at the end, he would be like, I'm fucking grown, man. Why do I have to have a curfew? I know how to keep it together the night before game when he was kind of grouchy.
Yeah.
But he still did it. Everyone
Right.
has to do it.
Got it.
Them's the rules,
Okay,
Taylor.
so we explained that.
Yep.
Also, this is kind of interesting. Okay, so she's got all her friends in the booth with her in the VIP.
Yeah,
They don't call it a
Blake
booth.
Lively.
What do they call it? The box.
Sweet.
So anyway, his ex-girlfriend is named Kayla Nicole, Travis's. And she apparently unfollowed Patrick Mahomes, Brittany Mahomes, and Jackson Mahomes. She unfollowed all of them after seeing that they were hanging out together.
Because Taylor took her out to dinner with her, which I was like, that's another.
I kind of get that. I think it's always healthy to either unfollow someone or mute them or whatever. I mean, that would be hard if this is your ex-boyfriend. And
Is that the one that he met on the
no,
reality
this
show?
is a different girl.
Okay.
The reality show girl was from like 6 years
Yeah, and
ago.
it wasn't even
By
like-
the way, Peacock is so smart. I was looking for things on Peacock today, and suddenly that's popped up.
Oh.
It was Catching Kelsey.
Yeah.
From like 2015. Suddenly that's like, you might be interested in this. I mean, they do that.
Oh, you know it's getting a resurgence for
Yeah.
sure.
So, and Bethany Frankel would say, and you know what? Travis isn't getting any money for those reruns. The reality reckoning. Get the union going. Anyway, he, so yeah, I think that would be hurtful. not hurtful. It just is not a good feeling, even if you're over him, to see that a girl that you used to hang out with when you were all dating is now with the most popular woman in America.
Yeah, I mean that. I would unfollow too. I would at least mute. You know, if I wanted to print. I mean, that was quick too. That she took her out to dinner. Patrick Mahomes' wife, Brittany, she took her out to dinner fast.
Right.
Like they met out for. She must. I don't know if him and Travis Kelce are close. I don't really know the deal, but she was like, I mean, Ciara and I never went out to dinner. I mean, I met her a few times. She's very sweet to me.
Oh, people said I cut you off about your Seattle stories. So do you have any stories?
I don't think you do. I think I really went long-winded on some Seattle stories. So
no, Sierra stories.
Oh, Sierra. No. I mean, she was always very nice. One time we were all on a bus together to go to a playoffs game. And I got to sit next to her because she and I were the last ones on the bus. So we sat up front.
Yeah, there isn't that much more to it. I wasn't, believe me, if I know that you guys were like, tickling each other's back one night, I would let you tell that story.
Although, wait, no, I will tell you a good story.
Oh, she did tickle your back.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
And no, she was taking a selfie when she got on the bus in the playoffs game. And I happened to be, we got on around the same time. So I was, right up front. And she started to take a selfie. And people were, screaming at me to get down. Like, they thought I was trying to be in the photo. And you know me, I really wasn't. I was just I just happened to be here. And grown women were yelling at me to get down because they wanted to make sure they were in. My hair was probably blocking somebody or something. Anyway, the selfie never made the internet anyway. So
right, they thought
yelled at for no reason.
They thought it would be that Ellen moment, the most famous selfie at the Oscars. But she is a good friend, Taylor. She is being very good friends to Sophie Turner, who used to be or is now divorcing Joe Jonas, who Taylor used to date, and now they're having this custody battle. It's not nice. And so she's with her a lot. And then, but also she picked up 2 more friends, according to this Daily Mail. Miles Teller and his wife, they were just seen arriving at her home.
Wait, who's Miles Teller?
Miles Teller is the cute guy that was, I think, in Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, she's just collecting a lot of cool people.
Doesn't she live in New York part-time?
She has a gorgeous
big condo there.
Yeah, in New York City. Yeah.
Well, she's collecting
friends.
You, There's still one waiting here,
I also have you know how Notting Hill or whatever was about, you remember the movie Notting Hill, about a regular person with a movie star. Okay, I think whether this becomes anything or not, I think this could be such a good movie, which people will be like, obviously this is the Taylor Travis story, but you take it like a little twist. This is like a new dry bar type of movie that you could watch while you get your hair blown out. Okay. And I think it's the singer gets with a football player, but instead of his brother, Jason, who's cute but not as cute, he's married with kids, right?
I think so.
Okay, but in my movie, he is a widow.
Oh.
Okay, but he's got a couple kids.
Okay.
And Travis is a player, and she gets with him. But in the movie, then, she ends up actually falling in love with Jason, the widow.
So she goes out with both brothers?
No, she's it's like a PR thing, and he's kind of hitting on her, and he's kind of using her, and she's kind of using him, and she's shallow.
And they're not really
But then
dating.
once she really starts meeting Jason, no, I got it. They both need a PR boost in my movie. They both need a PR boost because they've had bad things happen in their careers.
Oh,
so they get together.
Got it.
And then because they're both kind of shallow assholes. But then with her having to hang out with the dad and the other brother, she falls in love with the other brother because she never really got with Travis. And then they end up together.
I feel like you should stop talking because the writer's strike is over and someone can write this.
I love coming out with movie ideas that I never will execute.
I would watch that movie.
Hugh Jackman, married for 27 years. His wife is 67. They were kind of one of the first couples that she was a little bit older than him. She's beautiful and everything. It sounds to me like she was the one that filed or pushed it because he was said he was so devastating. But now they say he is out. He is dating.
He was at the game with Taylor Swift, wasn't he? He
was there. Well, Daily Mail is saying there are rumors of several women interested in dating him. He's not out dating, including people like Kylie Minogue, Jennifer Aniston, Sofia Vergara, and Sophia Bush. I feel Sophia Bush is too young for him.
Yeah. How old is she?
But a Jennifer Aniston, I think that'd
be a nice couple.
And Sofia Vergara, that would be interesting.
Well, also, of course, all those people would be interested in dating him. I mean, I don't know him personally, obviously, but he doesn't have like a bad reputation, does he?
No,
So he's just a hot
mean,
single bachelor now with a lot of money. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
but what was he doing at the gate? Is he friends with Taylor Swift?
I don't know why he was in the booth with Taylor Swift
and Ryan Reynolds and Blake.
Yeah, I know that she and Blake Lively are really close. They've been friends for a long time. And there was one moment where people thought she was saying, "Look at how cute his face is."
Yeah,
and she's like so excited with her friend. It was a good girl moment of like,
it was cute.
Like, I'm having good sex. I like this guy, and he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. It's fun. I love. I love.
And I
it
mean,
for
the
her.
mom
She's
doesn't
in
have
her
any
sports
daughters,
era.
does she?
I don't think so. I don't know.
To have that as that she'd be a good daughter-in-law. Okay, so what do you think about Tom Brady supposedly? This seems like this and Kim Kardashian. I don't even know if this has any legs. I don't think it's a real thing. So she went to a fashion show. She went to the Beckham fashion show, Victoria Beckham. And she wore this pretty purple dress. And she went, and when I guess she was late, and she said hi to what's Beckham's first name? The husband.
David.
She said hi to David. And then Anna Wintour was there. And then she sat down, and then Anna Wintour got up and left. And then people said she only left because she wanted to go to another fashion show right after. Other people said she got up and she left because she was so sick of Kim holding up the fashion show because she was holding up the fashion show.
Oh, well, that
but
is
anyway,
rude.
then they went to a party after, and they were hanging out. At the after party, Brady and Kardashian were talking. It was a Jay-Z's VIP blackjack party. And, French Montana was there. That's Chloe's old boyfriend. Little Baby. Also got a lot of people here. Fat Joe.
Well, I feel like they. Just
Didn't
because.
Fat Joe lose weight?
Yes, I think so.
Medium Joe.
Medium Joe.
Yeah.
Mid-sized Joe.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I don't know. I don't see it, but I also have no idea. But I feel like, of course, they're going to talk if they're both at a party. I mean, that's
they
just
know
maybe
each other.
Yeah.
They're looking at things. There is nothing happening here.
I don't think
the
so.
momentum would have happened. There's nothing happening there. Meanwhile, David Beckham, sorry, I forgot his name. David Beckham and Victoria Beckham, they have some show out on Netflix that's kind of about their life or whatever that's coming out. It's like 4 episodes. And they talk about how, like 20 years ago, they've been together 25 years ago, but like 20 years ago, he had this assistant and there were tabloid rumors that he was having an affair with her. And she, in it, says, this was the hardest time of my life. And she gets really vulnerable in the documentary. But in all the articles I read, and I think in the show, they don't ever reveal if it was true or not. She just said the rumors were hard to take in the press.
Oh, but do you think they're going to talk about it in the new documentary?
No, I think that's all we
that's
get.
it.
So we still don't know if it's true. So it's like kind of like a...
Cock tease?
Yeah, kind of like, I mean, I guess you're just to assume whatever. You can assume that it was real. You can assume that we're not going to say anything because the woman still is walking on this earth and like they don't want her to get shit, but they want to be honest about all the hard times in their life. So they might be like, yeah, we're going to talk about the rumors, but they never admit if it was true or not. Just that it was a hard time in their marriage.
I mean, it's kind of smart.
Yeah, I think so too. Because you're like, I'm not going to gloss over it, but I'm not going to say if it was true or not because even if it wasn't true, anyone would say public rumors about it would be hard.
Right. And then if you also do admit that it's true, then you have to go through a whole nother thing.
And find her to be
again.
interviewed.
Yeah.
And then the girl's being interviewed and she's being crucified. And then, or then people then pick apart your marriage now. And obviously they're doing fine now.
And they have kids.
Yeah, their kids are all, and the one boy is married.
Oh, right. They're big
Yeah.
grown. But still, you don't like.
Yeah, they have 4 kids. And like, yeah, they do just fine. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trailer, season 13 came out.
Oh, that's right. And
my voice is heard in the trailer because it's a lot about Kyle and Mauricio. And you
Okay.
hear me talking from some episode of this. They wrote me and said, can we use something from Juicy Scoop? I'm like, sure. I didn't know what capacity. I don't know if they're going to use me more in the show if this was the only time.
Okay.
But you just hear my voice and you hear a couple other commentators' voice, 2 other guys. I think Zach Peters, somebody else talking about this breaking news when they get separated. And you hear me say, for a long time, we've always heard the rumors about Mauricio, something like that. So then someone was, I guess, was listening to the trailer and they did the writing, the Chiron, like spelling it out for you. And it says this, man 3, There's always been rumors about Mauricio. I'm man 3.
You're not even man 1.
I'm the Wan. I'm the Wan man. So at least the machine thought I was a man. Maybe that's why I got chosen. If they knew I was a woman, I wouldn't have been picked. Yeah.
That's right. Well, they knew because they wrote you and asked you. They couldn't have just.
But the subtitle AI guy doesn't know.
Right.
The robot doesn't know. They thought I sounded like a man.
I mean, welcome to my world. You know, I mean, it's just how it is. Excuse me, sir. Can I help you with your Peloton equipment? Yeah, that's
because
people talking to me.
when you
when I call any kind of customer service.
Ross Matthews says the same thing. They're always like, hold one moment, ma'am. It's like, what? So Mauricio is doing Dancing with the Stars, Kyle's ex-husband. And so it's all going to be all about their relationship, their separation, her being with this country star. Is it sexual? If it's not, you like country music. Have you heard of Morgan Wade?
Yes.
Had you heard of Morgan Wade before Kyle started fingering her?
No.
Oh. Well, have you heard of this song? I'm going to make you love me.
Is that the one with her in the video?
Yeah.
Yes. So no, I had not heard of her before her.
Okay, so
Wait,
even though you're a country
are they
person,
actually
you're
doing
not,
stuff?
They say no, we're just friends.
Oh.
But in the trailer, you see Dorit being like, I mean, you put the initial of her name on your body, Kyle. I mean, doesn't that mean something, mind you? You only have 5 tattoos, and one of it is Morgan Wade, or vice versa, or whatever.
Right.
I think Morgan has all these tattoos. She put a K that is Kyle's handwriting on her body.
Okay.
And then Kyle has some type of small tattoo that represents Morgan Wade.
Okay. I have a tattoo that says Heather. Never shown it to you before.
I'm gonna make you love me. What if that was your only tattoo? And it was just, and you're just like, yeah, like one day you, really helped me out in a sketch, and I went to the tattoo parlor in 2010. You don't have any tats, right?
No.
No, I don't either.
I like tattoos, but I just
I like
don't wanna
tattoos
get
too.
one.
I like
don't know.
tattoos on people too. Anyway, Erika Jayne, she's going to have a special about her Las Vegas residency, like a 3-parter,
Okay.
where we're going to get to see her being like, Mickey, come here. Pat the puss, pat the puss. It's expensive to be me. And show her how hard it is. Yeah, I feel like everybody always wants that document. Like, I always think about, like, if I was to have a documentary, it's just me, just like, plugging in the iPad. This is what it's like every day.
I feel like it would have to be like a 1-part documentary. I don't know if you can stretch that into 3.
Like, getting in my car, and someone's driving. Are we going to Target later? Just, woo, it's hard.
Just a bunch of this.
It's all about the mouse.
Clap. Yeah.
The only highlight of the whole documentary is when the mouse came. I wonder if you're just shooting a documentary and things are so because Kyle's shooting a documentary with Morgan Wade, and I know everyone listens to Juicy Scoop. If there is a recent documentary that we can track back that was currently in production when my mouse crashed my event, and somebody has a mouse or a rat interrupt a show, then I'm going to know that they did grab it from captivity and they did copy my life.
Yeah, it'll be like, would you be honored though? It'll be like a little nod to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honored. And they can also faint on stage if they want.
What is their documentary about? The Kyle and Morgan one.
It's about her music.
Oh.
And how this pretty lady DM'd me. I'd never heard of a reality show before, let alone Beverly Hills. And she happened to be from there. And we started talking. She stalked me, slid in there. And then we realized we had a lot of common. We knew people, that had been sick. And I have, and so we're going to focus on that and the music.
Oh, and Kyle's producing it, or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kyle's there. We went to Paris together.
I cannot wait to not watch that.
I sat on her lap. That is so funny. I cannot wait to not watch it. Well, I made you watch something that, honestly, if you wanted to file a lawsuit.
Yes, harassment.
For trauma, and you can show the text of where I said, hey, can you watch this show so we can discuss it on Juicy Scoop?
Twice. I have 2 texts from you about it.
I had you watch it before I watched it.
Yes.
Because I had time yesterday, and you said, I go, did you watch it? Should we watch it? And you're like, you made me watch one. I'll only watch one, and you're going to die. And it is the Naked Attraction.
Naked Attraction.
I think it's out of the UK or something.
It's on Max. Yeah, there's like 6 seasons, which I didn't know. I think I think they just bought. I think they were
so.
Yeah, I think they just bought it like it had already aired because I mentioned it to John and he just casually goes, "Yeah, it gets old real fast." And
it's disgusting.
I couldn't watch past one episode.
You'd have to pay me so much money to watch any more of it. And apparently it's like a hit. All I can think about is if the only thing I wish my parents were alive, because I would just be like, Mom, I found a really cool thing on Netflix. And like secretly, like honestly, you guys, if you want to have a viral TikTok, get somebody a little bit older in your life and go, Mom, there's a really fun dating show I want you to see. Don't tell her anything about it. Turn on HBO Max. Have the hidden iPhones. It is so atrocious.
Yeah, skip the preview, just start it right. Because they start right at the lower half. They reveal the lower half like 2 seconds into the beginning of the show.
So there's this English woman who's the host of it, and she's bisexual. And she's like, this is about naked attraction. You know, we skip, usually this is the end of a date or when you're already in a relationship, you see what the person's naked body is like. Here we're going to see, and then... So she brings out the first girl who's like, I'm kind of polyamorous, whatever. And they start, and they're all in these boxes, and the guys are naked, and they go up to their waist. So now she is going up close with the host and inspecting their genitals.
Yes.
I mean, I want to puke. I want to puke thinking about it. And I was like, I don't want to be ever single. I don't want to be. I'm so glad I was born the year I was born. I don't want to be born sooner, later in life. Like, I'd die if I was 20. Disgusting.
I don't know that I was as grossed out by it as you were, but I just thought, how can anyone keep watching this? I just I get it. Like, that's it. That's the bit. And also, you know, some people need to exfoliate, and
I know, or self-tanner, and
just,
trimming the pubes,
and
I mean, it wasn't even about like abs or whatever. It was just like general maintenance that I was like grossed out by, and then it was just
general maintenance.
I was just like, oh my God. Then they had this other girl, and she's bisexual, so she has to decide between
half and half,
3 girls and 3 boys. So then they zoom in on the girls' vaginal area and how ours can look different. And she's like, so are you someone that likes that kind of an outie thing or not? I'm like, this is, and then I'm like, the people that are naked there, they're getting nothing. They might have gotten some snacks in the green room. They're not getting money. There's no residuals, that's for sure. And then they get rejected.
That was what was most disturbing to me. Is someone looked at your dick and was like, not that guy. Or someone looked at your vagina and was like, "Not that girl." Because at the beginning they have to take 1 or 2 people out just based on the lower half, and then they go, and then they all of a sudden reveal all the way up to their face, and then those 2 people come out, and then the person picking has to go get naked to make it even Steven, and then she
all
picks
stand there naked between.
It's so awkward
through the person that is. I mean, the reason I know about this show is because watching The View, and. Is it Sunny who's on the show?
Yeah.
Sunny?
Yeah.
She was like, I loved it. My partner and I watched it all weekend. We couldn't stop. I'm like, what kind of sick shit is the host of The View into? I don't know anyone that would watch more than one out of curiosity.
A friend of mine was like, I'm on season 6.
Shut up.
I was like, wait,
stop.
He's a gay man. He said he didn't know that he learned a lot. He didn't know that vaginas were so,
but wait, was he in the box or was he a picker?
No, he watched it all.
Oh,
not in. Oh, yeah, no.
I thought you said that you had a friend who was on it.
Oh God, no. He's watching up to see. He's like, I said I could only watch one because he had suggested it too, and he said, well, I'm on season 6 and I think it's amazing. So I guess it's like
An
a
educational?
car wreck you can't look away from. If
I could look away and I'm
I
never
looked away
going
real
back.
fast. But I thought what John said was accurate. Like, it just gets old fast. Like, all of a sudden you're like, okay, next episode is just more people looking at 6 penises or 6 vaginas or 3 and 3 and trying to pick.
Well, there was one guy that had an enormous appendage, as they'd say.
And he had an elephant tattoo around it.
What?
Did you see that guy?
It was an elephant tattoo around it?
He had like the outline of an elephant
Oh, that's
tattoo
what that was.
around it, and then his
it was
peen
like the elephant
trunk.
ears. I didn't get that.
Yeah, and his dick was the
Oh,
trunk.
I was focused on, there was one guy who had very severe bow legs. You know where your legs don't go straight?
Yeah.
And not that matters, but I mean, that's kind of interesting. And then there was another person who was an amputee.
Yeah, that's the guy that had the elephant thing.
Well, I mean, thank God he was blessed with a nice penis, I guess. But whatever. It was goodbye. I don't need to watch
She picked him, and then they went on a date,
now
and then I fast forward.
Now we're going to go to a whole nother dating show, complete opposite, The Golden Bachelor.
Okay.
You watched it. Let's hear your thoughts.
I have not watched The Bachelor in forever. Because I just thought it got really repetitive. I was excited to watch this one. I was curious. I thought my only concern was it was going to be like a bit of a tearjerker because he's a widow. And then I figured there might be some widowers on there too.
Right.
But yeah, that's there. But it's a nice story. His kids are encouraging him to go. Not nice that she died, but you know what I mean. He obviously loved his wife. He talks about her with such, and then he's like, his kids are encouraging him. I enjoyed it. I will watch it. I wish they hadn't made them do like bits getting out of the limo. A couple of them didn't, but I was like, don't make the 60-year-olds do the same bits the 20-year-olds do.
Yeah.
Like, let them just have a nice time. But there doesn't. I don't know. I'm curious if it's going to get. I think it looks like it gets dramatic because of feelings, but I don't know if there's going to be like cat fights.
Chris, because we talked about this in the live show, Chris had a really funny joke. He's like, well, the fantasy suite is the first fantasy suite that has the tub with the door. Which
amazing.
whenever I see an ad for one of those tubs with the doors, I'm just like fascinated. How does the water not slip out? I'm just like shocked that can be sealed. Anyway,
did you notice how they started it though? Like, because they normally start it with him like them showering, and it was him putting on his hearing aids. I was like, okay, we get it. He's in his 70s.
I think it's great. I'm going to continue to watch it as well. I mean, he is appealing. I knew he would have to be a widow. Because do you imagine if there was just a wife out there? Either she would have to be like there for like, you know, the hometowns and the two ladies have to get together. Maybe that'll be next season. But it would be if you did have an ex-wife and then she was just out there just like revealing shit about him throughout the entire season, the way people do about like people on these shows, or all of a sudden on The Bachelor, somebody just tweets like, ask about what he did to the 2 girls on prom night.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, what? Or like they figured out that one girl went to that dance, that fraternity dance that was like not appropriate for today in the South.
Oh, right. She went on a plantation.
She went on a plantation, or
Yeah.
the Annabella dance.
Right.
Stuff like that. Like hopefully there won't be anything that comes out about this guy, because he was married to a woman and unfortunately she passed. So
you
like,
almost want the spouse to be dead because there's
yes,
at 70
that's what
there's
I'm saying.
too much.
There's like
yeah,
way
you could dig
too
up.
much. Like, you know, oh, let me tell you what he gave me on Christmas, you know. 12 years ago, you know, he's not that great, you know, like you can't. But the women are all like really attractive and, put together and very fit. A lot. They were saying this isn't a representation. They're not, because they're like the best of the best. Like they're put together and they look good. They've had work done, but not too much work done. Everyone has like beautiful hair, whether it's gray or highlighted, whatever. But
well, I think I liked it in that sense too, because it's a good reminder that, you know, in your 60s and your 70s, like people are still fit. People look good. Like it's not, you know.
And what I like is that the girls are not going to be like tearing each other down, because they're like, look, I'm 60 something years old. I've been single. I've dated. None of these girls are like brand new to dating. I've dated. I know it's slim pickings, but if I could make some other nice girlfriends here that want to go on a cruise to Europe with me, like, let's do it. Like, so many women find really strong friendships whether they have a husband alive or not, like later in life. So it's like, I think they're gonna. That's why I would do it if I was
the
one
real
of them.
love story. I was about to say
like
that.
just finding great friendships and
If John died, I would go on the Golden Bachelor just to make like a fun girlfriend.
I mean, I'm hoping that if Peter dies, that he dies at the same time as my brother-in-law. And Shannon and I just can be together. We would never date anybody else. I'm like, if I could just live with my sister and my girlfriends post widowhood,
Oh, yeah.
like I don't
I'm not
need,
gonna try to
I don't
live
need
with
to
someone
find
else.
another,
No.
dude with a bad knee walking around. I don't need it.
Does Peter have a bad knee?
No, well, sometimes I feel like, what's going on? Like, why is there a new brace coming to the house? Like, it happens.
It does. Well, wait, what did I just thought of something.
About the women
Yeah.
making friends.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, because the one that came on,
Yeah.
did you catch? So she's on because her and her best friend used to watch together.
Oh,
And then
okay.
her best friend has cancer. So her friend that had cancer was like, you got to get on the Golden
Yeah.
Bachelor. And so when she got out of the limo, I think her friend's name was Roberta. I might be
Okay.
wrong. But if it was, she was like, Roberta, we made it. And then he's like, who's Roberta? She's like, she's my best friend. And then, maybe her name wasn't Roberta, but that's what I'm remembering. Anyway. But then at the end of the episode, they said in loving memory of, and so her friend died before it aired.
do you know that Chris reported that on our live show? And he thought one of the contestants already died.
No, it was. I don't know why I'm laughing. Frangiola, pay attention.
Oh, my God.
No, but for some reason.
And I was like, oh, my God. And then we were like saying, God, is every week there's just going to, could there be another one? And you have like it ready.
They're only in their 60s and 70s. They're not.
No.
They're young. No, but yes, it was the girl that came on. Her friend already had passed. I mean, obviously she knew that she got on
Right.
it, but she passed before it aired.
That's
can't
sad.
watch
But I'm
it
excited
together.
to watch it. Now, this woman, she is suing Walt Disney World for $50,000 over an injurious wedgie on the water slide. So she went down the water slide, and she said it went so up her crotch that she was bleeding a little bit, and then she had to call an ambulance. But I think she was one of those people that.
How does a wedgie do that, though? I
I know.
there
Then
must
she
have
went
been
to
like
the
a rock or
hospital,
something.
and I mean, she's only suing for $50,000, so I'm sure she'll get something. But like, listen, you're going down the water slide. Shit like that happens. I mean, I've been down so many water slides with my kids.
But how does a wedgie get that? I mean,
It
I understand.
doesn't. I don't believe this woman.
Like it sounds like she ran over something. More like it, and she should. First of all, if that happened to me, I'm not sure I'd even have the. I don't even know if I'd want to sue because I wouldn't want this headline out there.
Listen, I've had some bad. I remember I was at a water slide with the kids when they were little, and I went down something, and it kind of brought on my period. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, I have to go back to the room right now, and I like had a towel, and I think I just said to Drake, like, watch Brandon. I've got to go. I need to get a tampon,
Okay.
And Brandon's like, what's a tampon? And Drake, so loud, is like, it's a Band-Aid for your vagina. I was just like, this is the worst. Like, you try to be a boy mom and you try to do some shit, and then it's like, you try to like, oh, it's fine. I'll go down this scary thing. And I did go down one of those where it was like whoosh.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it can be that devastating then. Wait, I have a good one.
Yes, please tell.
It wasn't a wedgie, but when I was 30, I went to Mexico with one of my girlfriends, and we went to swim with dolphins. And so at the end, I forget how it worked exactly, but they kind of show you that you basically, I don't want to say you, I forget how, it's almost like the dolphins end up lifting you up at
Yes.
the very end for a photo, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm wearing a bikini. And the dolphins at the very end lift me up for the photo, and my bikini bottoms fell
Just
off.
like Naked Attraction, and they saw your full vag.
Full vag.
Did they take the photo too?
They took the photo.
Stop it.
But so first of all, it happened. Luckily it's really fast, but there's like all these people.
Did your friends see it?
Oh yeah, there's all these people on a bridge like watching you. I mean, I heard like howling, and I was like, oh my God. So then I start to like try to find, because they came all the way off.
They came all the way
They
off?
came all the way off, and all I heard. All I heard was this guy that works there. He goes, "Hey, miss, you left something in the water." I was like,
So wait, hold on. So you're swimming in the little pool with the dolphins, and the dolphins like are mammals.
I mean,
so they
people
can get
say they're
kinda
horny.
They're
so
horny.
apparently they are. They made sure my bikini, and also I think
Remember,
you're
we didn't
like
we
wear
look
a
it up
one
and we
piece
saw
when you
the
do
little
this.
thing come out of it. You've seen
Bean.
how the dolphin dick comes out of. It's almost like a vagina pouch, but a dick comes out of it.
Oh.
And so you had to swim around and grab it and then stick it on?
Yeah, they were kind of close by. I grabbed them. I'm like humiliated. But then, and there's, you know how these things are. There's no way out but to go buy your photos because they want you to buy it.
Right.
So there's no other. It's not like I can go out. I'm looking for an emergency exit. I'm looking for anything. So we have to go. My girlfriend is buying hers. And then they look at me and they're all like trying to hold it together. And they're like, "Would you like to see yours? It's in the back." And I go, "No, I'm good. I'm good." Like they didn't put it on display like everyone else's because they were like, it's probably still in the fucking back, by the way. It's probably still hanging up somewhere.
Well, you know you're not supposed to go swim with dolphins anymore.
Well,
I know it was a long time
yeah.
ago. But this is what I think, and I'm probably going to get some shit for it. I'm just a comedian with an opinion, okay? So just please. But if they're already there, the dolphins, working at the Cancun water park to go swim with the dolphins, they can't really be let out into the wild at this point because they wouldn't know what to do. So if you're performing, like you and I perform sometimes, we want there to be people in the seats. We have to do the show whether there's 2 people or whether there's 200. So the show is with other people. So I'm saying I think the dolphins like when the people come.
It's funny because I had
Or do they not like
I'm
it?
a big, like, I don't like water parks and I don't like that stuff. I don't like SeaWorld. No. So it is funny that I think back that at 30, I was just like, sure, I'll swim with the dolphin and didn't really think about like what that meant. I didn't at the time.
Yeah.
But now I agree. So
I don't know. I mean, I haven't got,
but I thought they had some where it's like more, but I guess not. I mean, I was going to say, now I sound like an idiot, but I was thinking they're more like they can go into the ocean, but I guess not because then they'd be like, "Oh, there's no dolphins here today."
Yeah, they wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
Listen, they got to see a nice vagina on a Tuesday in Mexico 15 years ago. So, okay, a Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is pretty juicy, and I just want to fill you in on some stuff. So this girl, Angie, right here, these stories are always awful, and they all hate each other and they all say awful things. And there's this one girl, Angie, and they are saying that her husband last night, they're like, well, there's rumors about Angie. And this one girl, Meredith, is like, you don't think I know the rumors about the husband? And she's like, "Rrr." And they're like, well, what's the rumor? And they're all like drinking at this event. And the one girl goes, well, I mean, you know the rumor. And Whitney's like, I don't know the rumor. I don't know the rumor. And don't say it because there's cameras. And the girl's like, Monica goes, you know the rumor about her husband fucking other men. And then Whitney's like, oh, no, we have to tell her now because it's on camera. So they're like, hey, come over here. Let's have a tequila shot before we have to tell tell you something that's going to make you regret ever being on this show. And she's like, what? What's wrong? What? She's got a lot of plastic surgery. Anyway, so she goes, well, there's a rumor. Say it, Monica. Say what the rumor is. And then Monica goes, well, Meredith is saying that your husband likes to fuck other men. And she's like, what? So then she goes over to Meredith. And so then on last night's Watch What Happens Live, she's on it. The husband's on it. And Andy's like, do you have anything you want to say about it? And he goes, yeah, I mean, it's not true. We've, whatever, but it's about infidelity. And it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, but I've never cheated on my wife. And then Andy's like, yeah, I just think this is the worst thing that could happen is when these shows, people accuse, other spouses of being, gay or whatever. Why would you do that? And it doesn't matter and everything. Like he's acting like he's the moral thing. So then this bi-wig drama reminded us this same girl suggested that Heather Gay and Jen Shaw, who's now doing 9 years in prison, were having a sexual relationship. And she was like, come on, they were scissoring. They were scissoring. That's why they're scissor sisters, and I think that Jen Shaw punched her in the eye, and while they were scissoring. And so the whole point is,
So this lady is
they
just
all
obsessed
are
with
just
starting
saying
this rumor.
awful things about
Yeah.
each other. They are the worst cast I have ever seen. They all hate each other. It's so desperate. They're all wearing like fake labely shit, but I can't stop watching.
Because I was going to say, when someone says, if someone said, well, there's a rumor that your husband's like fucking other men, is it a rumor to who? Or are you just saying it right now, saying, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
I mean,
are you
that-
just making up a rumor right then?
That's what
That's
I'm
what she's
saying. Like,
doing.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, they do it on the shows all the time now, just because they're like, I'm mad at you, and I'm just going to say I heard a rumor. That's what that way, like Teresa did it about somebody else, did about Jackie on New Jersey. She said there's a rumor that her husband gets with people when he's at the gym, which is kind of insinuating it might be a little bit gay too. That was never proven, nothing. So now then the whole season is about, is the rumor true? And then everybody talks about it. And then everybody that watches these shows will throw in their 2 cents. Oh, I saw him, wearing jeans that were a little short around the ankle. I don't know what their evidence
Right,
is. Like,
yeah.
it's just like, I mean, but this is all I want to say is like, this is what happens when you go on the show. And then the one girl, Heather Gay, she wrote a book about leaving the Mormon church, which there's absolutely no juice in it really. And she's talking to her 2 teenage daughters, and she's like, with the cameras, I want to talk to you guys about how everyone hates you at school and how you've been bullied. And the girls are like, it's not that bad, Mom. Yes, it is. It's been terrible. And it's because of my #1 New York Times best-selling book. That's why all the Mormons are mad at you and are treating you poorly. I'm like, you don't think it's because their mom is on this fucking show and being accused of scissoring a woman who's now doing 9 years in prison? Like,
Yeah.
it's because your mom's on the show. It's not because you wrote a book that no one read about leaving the Mormon church.
No, it's...
But the best part is, I have to tell you, the best part is there's a former cult leader named Mary, and she lost her church because she's an awful person.
On the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But since they had to put the Jen Shaw in prison for 9 years for running like the worst like marketing scam, stealing money from old people, they bring back Mary, and Mary's just a bitch. She's just a rich bitch that does nothing. So she says they're at this party, and she goes over and she goes, "Hey, Heather, what made you decide to wear that necklace today?" And she goes, "Oh, I thought it looked cute with this outfit. It kind of brought out the champagne in my jacket." And she goes, No. She's like, "Do you think it was a bad decision?" "Yeah, it's not good. Doesn't look good."
Oh. Why are they so mean?
She's so mean. She's always like,
And she's the one that lost her church?
yeah. Well, she lost her church because, people finally said, forget it. Anyway, I was going to say, a lot of reality shows are now having sound baths
Oh my
as an
God.
activity. I think this is an awful activity for a reality show. Reality show producers, listen to me. It's boring. It's been done. There's nothing to it. They
It's
lay
watching
there.
someone nap.
It's the worst.
I'd rather watch someone nap. It's awful. They're doing on Married at First Sight. Last season they did on Married at First Sight. I was like, why am I watching someone take a sound bath?
It's the more like, listen, bring back the stripper pole classes. Remember
Yeah.
those of
Yeah.
the early 2000s? Goat yoga. Not the worst. Not the
They're
best.
still doing that though too.
They're still doing goat yoga.
They do
What
the
about
ribbon thing.
The ribbons in the
ribbon,
sheets.
no,
Not ribbon. They swirl around in sheets.
I guess ribbon wouldn't really hold you up there. But yes.
Sculpt. They work where they put the
Oh,
things
yeah.
and you have to work out in that. What else are they
Or
doing
can we
right
just
now?
like a good old fashioned helicopter ride, or, I guess that's a big budget. That's more like The
yeah,
Bachelor.
it's more. The painting and wine.
Oh, the paint and sip.
Can we bring back Color Me Mine?
Yeah, the paint and sip is the worst too. There was one too. This was also Married at First Sight. They went to a coffee shop where they got to make their own lattes. And then
Learn how to make their own latte.
yeah, I'm like, wait, it's milk and coffee.
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't totally mind that. Because sometimes when I go, I'm like, if I had to work at Starbucks, I would die. I don't know how these people do it. It seems like that the way that they can just be like so sharp about it
Yeah.
and like get all the. I think
But
it's a
this
hard
is-
job.
It is, but it's not a date. And when they do it, they don't go to Starbucks. They go to
Yeah.
one place where there's nobody there working, so you don't even get and just one person. And they show them literally. They showed them how to do it, and then put like a little foamy, heart or initial or some bullshit on
Right.
the top. But I just agree. Like we need something else. That's why Rock of Love was so good because they would go mudding on their ATVs.
They did go on ATVs.
Yeah.
It had to be everything Bret Michaels like.
Yeah.
Remember when we found out in the end that he was with his girlfriend, the mother of his children, the whole time he did that show? And none of the relationships are real?
I feel like you just told me Santa's not real.
I swear to God.
I don't remember
okay,
that.
I may not be 100% right, but I kind of remember
It wouldn't
whoever he
surprise
was
me.
with before that. He had a couple kids with. He did Rock of Love like for 3 or 4 seasons.
Oh, it's the best.
And then he is still with that woman or went back to that woman. And I think she just was like, do it. It's money. Who cares? I don't care if you make out with someone. Because I kind of have a feeling he never like really boned anybody on it.
Yeah, Heather? I think there was one named Heather that he picked, blonde. I don't know, but bring that back.
Remember when you wrote the sketch for Chris in
Yeah.
Chelsea lately, and it was like
Frangiola of Love.
Frangiola of Love, and he went on dates. Do you remember it?
It was so much fun. First of all, I got to play a British host, and I'd go, "Welcome to Frangiola of Love," and I would be real obnoxious.
Yeah.
And we did a thing because remember, you used to wear a vest all the time.
Yeah.
And so instead of a rose ceremony, we had a vest ceremony, and then
Chris used to wear the best.
yeah. And so we had a vest ceremony, and if he was picking someone, he'd say, "I'm investing in your love," and then
That
he would
is
put
so clever. I know nobody has it because I've asked like some of our former producers for some sketches, and I don't think they have that one.
I feel like I did one time find a while. It's been a while, but I definitely found a couple of them on YouTube. They're probably since been removed by E.
Yeah.
But we need to look because that was.
Oh, that was so clever. Okay, this is kind of juicy. On the Hulu show, Keep Up with the Kardashians, Kim and Kourtney had a fight on the phone that everyone was talking about.
Oh right, the text chain
And
thing.
people pulled up the fact that when Travis had a book come out, Travis Barker, he talked about when he was infatuated and dated Kim Kardashian. Then years that he was back and forth with his wife, Shannon Moakler, and then became friends with Kourtney. Their friends went to school. They were neighbors. And then, of course, they fell in love. They're married and expecting a baby any day now.
Wait, he dated Kim?
He dated Kim. Like in 2005 or 6 or 7.
Still,
something
it's
like that.
weird. It's
very weird.
Siblings and marry, and that because
So people are speculating, is that why they're fighting about, you aren't happy for me? No, you're not happy. Like who is probably a little bit of both. It's probably a little bit of Kim maybe being jealous that she's, in a super loving relationship, but also with someone that she dated, even though it was 15 years ago and she didn't want him. There's something weird about it. And then for Kourtney, does she kind of always have a chip on her shoulder knowing that her husband
dated her first.
Yeah, dated her first. And
unless they didn't bone. If they didn't bone,
Well-
and it was just a quick thing, they went on a date, didn't really hit it off, that's no big deal. But if they dated and boned, I don't care if it's been 15 years. I personally could not be with someone that boned my sister. I feel like it would be weird,
I actually don't think they boned because he wrote a lot about women and his conquests in this book. It really kind of makes him appear douchey. And the parts that I've read about her don't blatantly say they boned. It's they hung
Okay.
out, they liked each other, they missed each other. He was infatuated with her. He was
Okay.
into her. He was into her more than Paris because they kind of met them at the same time. But then there was this time when Shannon Moakler threw a drink at her at a bar because she was like, stay away from my man because she was married to him. And then there was something, I think in Aubrey O'Day's book, she talks about how that it was her impression that they were boning.
Okay.
So who knows?
And when did he write this book?
Like 15 years ago.
So obviously Kourtney knew.
Yeah, would have had to have known.
Yeah, would have had to.
Would have had to know. But here's where Tyler Henry, psychic medium to the stars, come in. So this person, Content Noggin on TikTok, this popped up. And he was reading Kylie and Khloe, and he's like, this is weird. Oh, I don't know why they're showing me this. There seems to be a gentleman who was with one sister, but then they're trying to get with another sister. But at one time they were with one sister. But they're trying to get with another one, and that one they're going to end up with. And the two girls, and this is like years ago, and the two girls are like, Kylie and Chloe are like, yeah, and a lot of people were speculating at the time who that was.
Right.
And everyone was thinking about, all the different guys that they were dating, but not Travis. They were thinking like, not Travis Barker. They were thinking, oh my God, is it Kanye? Is it da-da-da? Like which one? And so then this got brought up, and now people are like, maybe he was right.
I mean, probably.
Tyler Henry.
He was reading them in person.
He was reading Kendall and
or Kylie.
Kylie and Chloe, and being like, there is a guy that is got with one sister at one time, now trying to get with another. And they were like looking at each other like, we know, like they must have known what was going on. But it wasn't like really public, and nobody could figure it out at the time.
Well, that's obviously what it was. I mean, don't they already have weird dynamics, Kim and Courtney, anyway? Especially like we just saw. I saw that clip too that's going around. With
jealous, like jealous of each other a little bit. I think from the very beginning, being that they were like so close in age and they were number one and number two in the family, and it was funny how like there were stories early on in the show that they would talk about where like Kim one time just took these jeans of Courtney's and wore them to high school or middle, whatever. And Courtney realized she had her jeans, and she showed up at her school because they didn't go to the same school, and like went right to the classroom and was like, excuse me, give me my jeans back right now. Get up, go to and like got her to go to the bathroom, take off the jeans. Like really
what if Rent the Runway does that to me after this episode?
Yeah, after this episode, actually, Sarah, we don't think you represent the brand.
I don't, by the way.
But I think as like people immediately like loved that honest sister fighting, because if you when you have a sister, you borrow shit without asking, and there is sometimes that stuff about fashion and
Have you seen, this is very random, and I wish I could remember her name, because obviously if I'm going to mention someone's Instagram that's really funny, I should give them credit, but I cannot remember her name, but I'm sure if you just like Google it, she does all three. She does Courtney, Chloe, and Kim.
I've had her on the show.
Okay, oh my God, she's
she does them all.
She does. When she does Chloe, and it's just like those big stick-it notes as her nails, and they just fall off. Oh my God.
She's always like, not the Tyler Henry clip.
Yeah. She's really funny. Someone showed it to me this weekend, and I had never seen it. Yeah.
She's really cute. Speaking of, there's video, I guess, I don't know if Kanye is releasing these clips, but he was like filming his whole life all the time. And now these clips are being revealed where he's on the phone with like Scott Disick, I believe, and he's convinced that Corey, Kris Jenner's boyfriend, is with the CIA.
Oh.
And that Cardi B was a plant by the industry and is part of the Illuminati.
Oh, sure.
And then there's another clip where he's talking to Kim, and he's like on the phone, and he goes, why can't you just be supportive of me? Why do you always have to come back with, I should take my medication? And she's like, okay, I hear you. I understand you need to be more supportive, but can we just meet with that doctor? I don't blame her.
But can you take the medication? Yeah.
I want to say
he's releasing all these clips.
He must be or I don't really understand. I'm just seeing it places, but
it says Cardi B shares the footage, but
Oh, did she share the footage? Or maybe I don't know who's sharing these footage, but I mean it's definitely him, and it's definitely him having conversations.
Yeah,
and he definitely knows he's being filmed. So whether he was in charge of it or not, I don't know. But I want to say, being that I've met Corey a few times, Chris's boyfriend, I think he's a very nice guy. I definitely don't think he's in the CIA or ever was.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't think the CIA hired him to go fall in love with Kris Jenner to try to get scoop on Kanye West for the last 15 years that they've been together, or how many years they've been together.
No, my hope is that we've got bigger fish to fry in the CIA, bigger things to do, bigger things to focus on. But I wouldn't guess anyone affiliated with the Kardashians was in the CIA, and I'm not even taking a dig. Like, I wouldn't assume anyone in my house is either. So I'm just, yeah.
There was a neighbor that my mom was convinced was part of the CIA.
Why?
So they were a big family. They lived around the street, and he was very military-ish acting, but he wasn't in the military, and nobody really knew what he did. He would say, "Oh, I'm in import exports or something, furniture or something like that," and my mom probably started the rumor, thinking and
she's
they
like,
were
"What's
like
her
a
face
great,
on real?"
They were like a great
Salt
family,
Lake
but he was
City?
kind of like he was kind of strict with the kids and everything. And they had this house, and then eventually my mom got the listing and sold it, and so as we were like looking, because I was helping her with real estate, I was totally had that in my mind, and there were a lot of interesting things in the house that made me think maybe he was.
Like
'Cause
what?
I just remember like seeing just like.
Little tape recorders?
No, not tape
Cameras?
recorders. Like just the way it was similar to like that movie with Ben Stiller where he Meet the Parents.
Yeah.
Almost like just it was
Oh, yeah.
such a similar type of guy. Like I swear to God, nice but like firm and just kind of like never revealing a lot. And I'm like I could see back then too where your kids. I assume your wife has to know you're part of the CIA, right? But then nobody else can know. No one at school, none of your friends.
Right. I can't.
Like, it's so weird. I always thought that was so weird how you would, like, never be able to share anything about your career with your wife.
Right.
But then maybe that makes it a good marriage. They're married forever.
I mean, then you don't have to really.
Act like you're interested.
Yeah. You don't have to, like, oh, I don't have to hear about your fucking day at the office. Great. Fine.
Okay, this girl, the bling ring girl, you remember the story of the bling ring, right? They broke into all the homes and stole all the things. They basically knew where Paris was and all this stuff because people were putting things on Twitter and they would know she'd be at an event. So the one girl now is Rachel Lee is finally sharing more, but she doesn't seem to have that much. I mean, I guess she's taking accountability, but anyway, she said, I never sold anything. I gave a lot of stuff away, she admitted, before being asked about Venice Beach. And then she was like, oh, yeah, well, yeah, some of their stolen stuff happened. They're like, what? She said, okay, well, then I did sell. That was a time. Yes, I think I came up with the idea, actually. I was like, what if we just went to Venice and opened up a carpet and just offered everything for like $20? People were flocking and we would just say, it's fake, it's real, take it if you want it. We sold everything in like 15 minutes.
Oh, they did go sell stuff on Venice Beach. I didn't even know that. That's
just like some random day. And then she just said, when I look back, Nick Nick was the other guy. So it was her. Nick was like the guy involved. He was like the gay best friend to all of them. And then
one girl that had that Pretty Wild show.
And then the
right?
Alexis Nyers, who I think seemed like the most innocent of them all. This girl and Nick were really the ringleaders.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I don't know. I don't even know if I care about watching this stupid documentary. I'm so sick of documentaries being made about things in history that I'm already completely aware of.
Yeah, and they do them sometimes I feel like they do them fast. They try to pump it out real fast, and then you're like, there's nothing new in that.
There's absolutely nothing new. They're just like so desperate. They're like, okay, now let's have this person's perspective from this crime that we were obsessed with. There's been 5 movies about it, TV movie, regular movie. You know,
how long? She's not in prison, obviously.
No, she's out now.
Yeah,
and she said she got out, and like, you know, her mom or something brought her
probably wasn't
balloons.
even that long, right? I mean, you're just in.
I don't really even know why I picked this topic.
Well, it's current. It's, you know, pop culture.
Yeah. Prince Harry, who a lot of people think is your husband, he wants his old life back according to this report from the New York Post. And Meghan does not want to go back to England. And they're just saying that, you know, she's frustrated that Prince Harry wants to move back to the UK, get his old life back, a Hollywood expert claimed. Prince Harry's social life has notably shifted over the past decade. He appears to have distanced himself from his college friends and lacks a permanent UK residence. But she's frustrated that he wants his old life back. And people are eager to witness a transformed Harry rather than a return to his previous partying style. So they'd like him to come back.
Don't they have a big, nice place in Montecito or something? Like, don't they live down the street from Oprah or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why do you want to move out of there? It sounds nice.
I don't know. I think the resurgence of the repeats of Suits has really, I think, is going to lead to other things for her.
Like more acting, maybe she'll get back on. Yeah.
Like, I don't think she really wanted to act or even thought about it. And then all of a sudden, this is like such a hit that maybe some more stuff will come for her. I don't know. I think they're always going to speculate that they're like having marital troubles.
Wasn't he the one that was like always in trouble a little bit? Like back when we were on Chelsea lately, and he was like,
he went to
naked in Vegas.
He went
playing
to
pool or something.
He went to Vegas and he met a girl at the pool. And I'm sure they're going to do a documentary about her story soon.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm the girl that sucked Harry's dick 12 years ago for one night in Vegas. But please give me a 4-part Netflix documentary. Yeah, and then he was seen playing pool in like a suite in Vegas. Someone took a photo of it. And that he was just always kind of getting in trouble. But I heard from sources.
Okay.
That he's just actually not very smart. He's like a nice person, but he's really not that smart. And
like savvy.
Like
just
all
can
about
get
it.
himself.
Like I don't think he was like the greatest student. I don't think he was like, and so a lot of things were just done to like protect him and make him come off like he's more important than he is. And, and I think he's like a fine guy, but I just don't think is like the sharpest tool and doesn't have to be. I mean, he's the prince.
Well, and also when you grow up, say, in that kind of atmosphere, and then you get to go to Vegas and you have like endless money or whatever, you're probably going to end up, with your photo on TMZ for doing something stupid. Good odds when you're young, right? Like,
right. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen. I just saw another report that they got $34 million for their podcast by Spotify.
And then it's already over, right?
They only did 12 episodes. They got $34 million.
Do they have to give any money back?
I don't know, but I'm like, my God. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for Spotify. You're an idiot for overpaying someone that much.
Yeah.
You really thought people were going to care that much to have her in. This is what I think. This is what I think with people. I think they say what the show is going to be. And it's like, we are going to spill everything about the royals. We are going to get into what it's like and our romance. And we're going to talk about our marriage and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, okay, sign right here. Here's your check. And then somewhere in the legal writing, it says, but we have creative control. And then they get there and they're like, actually, I think I would like to interview other women about Eleanor Roosevelt and why she was so interesting in history.
I mean, can you imagine thinking you're getting the tea on all that, and then you're like, oh, actually, and then I want to talk about my skincare line, or not that she has one, but you're like, that's not what we signed up for.
It's going to be called Archetypes, and it's about really just breaking down the different types of women in history, and I really think that that's what women want to listen to.
Just falling asleep as an executive. Yeah.
Right. No, we want to listen to, we're not going to be talking about that because Harry's doing a book with somebody else and that's where all that tea is going.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about really what it was like to be just sexualized when I opened that suitcase on the show once. That's what I think happened. So people have to be very specific. I made you watch Selling OC. What did you think?
So I hadn't seen the first season, so I only watched the second season.
Yeah.
But
the realtors in the OC.
I watched all of it. All of the second season. I enjoyed it. I didn't understand why. Now I can't remember anyone's name.
Yeah.
Hall. I remember Hall.
Yeah, Alex Hall.
Yeah, and the guy that everyone thought that she is having a relationship with because he's getting a divorce. But the
From
one,
Brittany Snow.
Yes.
And he's hot.
Yes, he's really hot. And the one woman who's married was always saying, it's a bad look, it's a bad look. If you're hooking up with him, that's what people are talking, it's a bad look. As a married woman, it's a bad look. And I was like, they're clearly getting a real divorce. It's not like they're just on a break. And so...
And divorces take a minute.
Yeah.
Like, they take a while. Like, you're not supposed to be dating.
It just felt like she was really obsessed with it, but then I heard it was because of something that happened on the first season. So I would like for you to explain that to me.
Oh, because everybody was all over the Brittany Snow's husband before he was broken up with Brittany Snow.
Okay.
And I interviewed Alex Hall first season, and I said, this marriage is never going to last between he and Brittany Snow. And she was like, why? And I'm like, because I'm like, Brittany Snow thought she was like marrying a really cute guy that was going to be a citizen and not a star and sell real estate and came from some money and they could live in the OC while she went and been a star. He goes and does this show and he becomes, and
Like
he's
a big
now
reality
becoming
star.
famous.
Yeah.
And all these girls all these girls, including Alex Hall, several of the girls were flirting with him.
Another girl was flirting with him, and they gave her a lot of
like,
shit.
They'd
Right?
have
Yeah.
like, hey guys, after the open house, we're gonna all get in our bathing suits on the beach, as realtors do, and do tequila shots and cuddle under blankets together. And so that was happening, and they were like getting jealous. And then he made out with some other girl after a Christmas party or something. But then I'm gonna ruin it. Spoiler. Who cares? I believe they're together today, Alex Hall and this guy, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, at the end of the episode, or at the end of the season, they finally make out. I was like, is there no reunion? What did I wait around for?
I guess there is no reunion.
Well, what happened? Isn't that the best part of shows?
I think there should be a reunion. And no, they did have you know what? They did have a reunion for the LA one.
Okay, but
With
what about this
Chrishell
one?
and all that. Because
Yeah.
Chrishell had dated one of the tiny twins.
Right. Yes. Jason.
I don't think, maybe they will have one little one. They probably should. They're probably listening to this. Have two little, make the two tiny twins just one Andy Cohen.
Yeah.
Put them together in the middle and have them have their cards and be like,
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe they wait to put it out because it just aired September 8th. No, a month later, they would have put up anyway, who
Yeah.
knows? But I just thought that the married woman, because there was the other girl, again, can't remember their names, but the one girl was flirty with him last season. So she was
Yeah.
like, you guys all judged me for being flirty. And now look at you, Alex Hall, you're blah, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, it's different because now he's getting a divorce or
Right.
whatever. But still the married woman who had nothing to do with any of that just was real obsessed with that. I was like, why do you care this much? She was really upset about their relationship. I don't know if that's producer.
I think this is producers because
Yeah.
the same producers of The Hills, and I think they really are like,
Just
you
trying to
got to
get-
go in with this, and incentive,
let
and
it
you've
go.
got to say this, and you've got to do that, and and in the end, you'll probably get some listings handed to you because people will start following you and want to. But I mean, it is like the fakest real estate office I've ever seen, where they're just like, so, like.
Oh, and then they all go sit. Anytime they want to have a conversation, they go sit on a couch and they talk about the person that's sitting at their desk right in front of them, and they're like, "I can hear you," and it's like,
I
well,
know.
yeah, because you're sitting right there, and she's
I
like,
know.
Alex needs to understand that she can't act like that. And she's like, okay, guy, like,
And
as
I
if
mean-
she doesn't hear. It's so stupid.
I mean, the outfits on both LA and OC get skimpier and skimpier each season while they are like showing property. Like they're basically going to be like vagina out by next season.
They're going to be like a naked attraction.
They're
They're just
gonna
going
be
to walk
naked-
around with their bottom half
They're
showing.
literally just going to be like, yeah.
Because the one girl two of them that were listing together, she was like, why do you dress like that when we're trying to sell houses?
I'm like, you're just as slutty. Like you're all like little tiny outfits.
They have nice bodies. Get on them.
I know. I mean, they're, yeah.
I also don't think, I know that you have to dress very nicely when you're selling, but these are, I never really know if they're actually selling these
No, they're just like,
homes, like
they're
these
just finding a house to film
25
it.
million. Yeah. But, and so I do understand you got to wear, you can't show up in like my flip flops or something.
Right, yeah.
But I just, they'll go to these places in these just like giant stilettos. I'm like, there's no way you're doing that all day walking around properties.
No, that's why people at home are just like, I could be a realtor. No, I was a realtor, and you do dress more casually than other jobs. But I think it is nice to dress nicer, but professional, not full blown slut.
Nicer,
And,
but I feel like you need almost like a flight attendant pump, like a comfortable
Yes, yeah.
pump, because you're going to be on your feet
like a
all
Brittany
day.
Brown,
Like a Brittany Brown.
sensible
Yeah.
heel. Looks like a pump, feels like a sneaker. Yeah, of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that thing going through the teak floors.
Yeah, that too. And you ruin the bottom of your Louboutins.
Girl, tell everybody, first of all, where's your purse?
Oh, well, I happened to bring it with me. I wore it this weekend to Guns N' Roses because it's stadium compliant, and I used it as, you can put the strap through the back and wear it around your waist. All of them, you can do that.
These are your
This is
clutch bags.
Yeah, that one's
I love. Look at how cute. This is black. It's like an alligator type of cover. Good size for your makeup and your phone and everything that you need.
Vegan leather, none of it's actual material, animal.
So you're not wearing a plastic bag. You have some really cute colors.
Squishy
You have some cute colors too that that could match your favorite teams.
You can match your favorite teams. I have a few combos of that for a lot of different teams. I have a solid red one too, solid blue. We just made a denim one that's real cute.
Oh yeah, the denim is so cute. Yeah.
I think that's gonna be really cute for music festivals because you can get these into a stadium. Taylor Swift, girl, I got a red one with gold on it. It looks great with Chiefs gear. Yes, girl.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I started going more towards solids because the two-tone ones weren't I feel like people are buying more of the solid ones because you can use them for concerts and whatnot more.
Okay.
But I have both options. And clutchwomen.com and obviously Juicy Scoopers always get 20% off with the code Juicy Scoop, all one word.
Thank you. And aren't you going to Tacoma, Washington soon?
I am. October 19th through the 21st. It's weird that you knew that. October 19th through the 21st, I will be at Tacoma Comedy Club, one of my favorite places to perform. We love it back there, obviously, for many reasons. And I love that club. It's tacomacomedyclub.com.
And everything in your podcast?
Yes. Are You My Podcast? We right now just do random, we find really dumb topics to do.
I love it.
Until Married at First Sight is back because we also cover that, which that starts back October 17th. So we have a lot of fun over there. And even if you don't watch it, you can just listen to us rip into people.
I love it.
And thanks, girl.
Thank you, Sarah. Oh, and follow me, Heather McDonald. And I have a real juicy Patreon this Friday. So please get on the Patreon, heathermcdonald.net. And that's all, girl.
What's it about? Can you give a teaser?
It's about how much I hate Sarah. So.
Okay, clutchwomen.com.
Thank you.